Hi guys, and welcome to this episode of the Happy Knitting Podcast. My name is Julia and I'm coming to you from the UK, and today is Friday the 20th of December 2024. I'm recording this today on a Friday because I have officially finished work for the year, which is great. My husband is currently bringing my son to school and will interrupt any second, and I have the washing machine going, but you know what, this is real life, so we're just going to go through with it. And if a washing machine bothers you in the recording, then maybe this style of podcasting is not your style. But yeah, we'll just jump into some knitting. This will be my last episode of the year. And I just wanted to catch you up very quickly on a couple of things that I've finished excitingly and what I've been working on and some plans I have over sort of the Christmas period for which we're going away as well. If I look exhausted, don't tell me, I know. It's been a hard ride. It's not been straightforward at all. But we got there in the end. So let's talk about some knitting. This, by the way, is my son's little Christmas tree that he gets to decorate himself. And he put all the ornaments on there that he made at school. So it's looking very funky, but we're just sort of going with the vibe. And yeah, so there you go. So crafting by my 4-year-old son. I have finished two things. First up, I finished these socks. I was trying very hard, I'm not sure if I mentioned this, to finish some accessories basically before Christmas. Because we're going away, we're going to Germany. I have no plans to finish the two sweaters that I have on the go. They are far from being finished. But I do like to start new projects or have sort of new-ish projects when we go somewhere. So in a way, I was just trying to clear the needles off all the accessories so then I can cast on lots of new and shiny projects over Christmas. So this is one of them. These socks are 99% surely they are Spectrum Fiber. Who is here in the UK. I got this on a D-stash, so I don't quite know, but I've been told this may be their pink tinsel colorway. And if it isn't, I think it's a very similar colorway. So these socks are just some plain vanilla socks, and I have finished them. I also finished this, which is my Shift Cowl by Andrea Mowry. And this was a lot of knitting. I'm not sure if it comes across. It's a really weird shape, but it really was more knitting than I thought it would be. And I finished it. I seamed it up. I've blocked it. I love the colors. It's a mix of handspun and Walcott Yarns Opus. I'm not sure if I love the fit. It is, for me personally, I like a tight-fitting cowl, and this is not it, despite me getting gauge. Like, the measurements of this are right. I think it's just some people prefer a looser sort of cowl than I do. But this is also me wearing it. I put it on this morning for the first time, so maybe I just need to fiddle with it. But I do like cowls where I don't have to do that. I do like when you can just throw them on and they're just right. And if I wore this in my coat, I think it'll be very pretty, but I would like something to be a bit more snug. But it is very pretty, so I'm just going to experiment with this over Christmas. I think I'll take it to Germany with me, because it'll be handy to have. And yeah, we'll just play with it a bit. But it is done, which is great. I did not run out of yarn, because I used one skein of the Opus as sort of the background color. And then I had one skein, 100 grams of handspun for the contrast, and I have a little bit of the Opus left and a good chunk of handspun, so that worked out nicely. I have also, I should say, I'm wearing my Christmas jumper, of course. This is the Festive Yoke Sweater by Ellie of Skandia. I mentioned that I want to re-knit this because this has been worn a lot. It's a little bit too small. It's also quite felted in some places, and it's fine, but it's just not perfect anymore. But I have worn this loads, and this has come to all of my work Christmas parties, and even I just wear it a lot because this is knit out of a hobby yarn. I think Hobby Highland Wool, which we discovered a while ago that it is the same as the Phil Collana, which one? Not the Peruvian Highland wool, the other one. Pernilla, I think. And it's a really nice yarn. It's not superwash, but it's quite soft. So I do find this very, very comfortable to throw on, even over just like a tank top. So that's why I've been wearing a lot. But yes, like I said, I'm going to re-knit this jumper in different colors in JC Rennie in the coming year. So I'm very excited about that. But this one still looks good, and I do get loads of compliments on it because people don't think that you can hand knit this. So I am still happy with it. I'm not going to throw it out or anything. I just want a refreshed version of it. All right, as you can tell, I've had another cold and my voice is already going, but please ignore that and we will move into some works in progress. Most excitingly, of course, I have my Advent knitting. So I am making the vignette wrap by Helen Stewart of Curious Handmade. And it's getting hard to show, and also my camera likes to blow this out. But this is where we are. And it is that bright, it is really bright. So yeah, I have been continuing my wrap. This was yesterday's mini, and then I've got today's right here. So it's gonna go back into the pinks. And this is going to be a circular fade. So the idea is that the end of the wrap, the end of the advent calendar, will sort of fade back into the first color, which I think is nice. So this is where we are with that. It is beautiful. I love the pattern. I've been really enjoying it. I haven't modified it very much. You can see here is a mix of feather and fan lace and garter, which I think will block out nicely. I'm also planning to block this quite aggressively because I am making my sections much shorter than the pattern, because I didn't want this to be a super long wrap. But that means not that I need to block it to get into a good size, but I think it should work. We will make it work. I am using about 13-ish grams of yarn every day. I am doing the magic knots. And yeah, I think this will be very, very cozy once it's done. So you get the idea. The other slightly, are there even modifications? I'm not sure. What I'm doing is I size down on needles quite significantly. So I think she makes you use a 4.5 millimeter needle, and I am using a 3.25 because it's using sock yarn, and I don't want my garter stitch to be super loose, and also I am a loose knitter anyways. And I sort of missed the point to make it one less repeat, which in hindsight would have maybe been a good choice. So I am doing the whole repeat, but I think I'm cutting out 3 stitches on either side, just as much as I could get away with. So it is a tiny bit slimmer, but not very much. And as you can tell, it is still very, very sort of deep, isn't it? And the yarn that I'm using for this is my advent calendar from Indie Yarn Club, who is here in the UK. And I've really been enjoying it. I mean, obviously I have. It's got the pinks and the yellows, so of course I love it. So that is my vignette wrap. And sorry if I keep pausing. My neighbor just left, and my neighbor likes to be very curious about what we're doing, which is always a bit awkward when I'm recording. Anyways, that is my vignette wrap, which is obviously not done, but we're on day 20. So I'm not sure. I don't think I'll take it with me because that would just be a waste of space. But I'm going to be doing them up to the 22nd, and then when we get back, all I need to do is the little tip, and then I'll be done. So while it is not a finished object, I do count it in the category of it basically being done once Christmas comes, which is good. I have been working a little bit on my sweater, but not enough to really show you anything. But I have started 2 new projects. One of them is this hat. So my son, as I told you, wants a Musselburgh hat very, very badly. And he wants one in rainbow colors. And I told him I don't have rainbow colors, but what I do have is colorful stripes. Would that work? And I gave him a couple of options. I had a couple of rogue skeins of Felici lying around. And of course he picked this one, which my friend Robin predicted. I don't think it's the most beautiful Felici colorway, but he likes it, so that's fine. It is Knit Picks Felici in the Windbreaker colorway, which does make sense. It's a bit like, I don't know, is it 80s, 90s? I think like as a child in the 90s, I would have worn colors like that. But he likes them, so I have started the Musselburgh hat, which is of course by Isolde Teague. Modifications, I didn't do any sort of fancy loop cast on. I just cast on and grafted closed. I am doing, for this one, I just did knit front back for the increases, which works just fine. And I am doing the adult small size because I measured his head. And according to the pattern, that's what he needs, which is crazy. But then again, his head is not, yeah, I guess it makes sense. So anyways, that is what I'm doing. He has loved wearing mine, and mine is way too big for him. So I'm hoping this one fits. But if it's a little bit loose, then at least it'll fit for a couple of years, which is also nice. So yeah, I've obviously finished the increases, and now I think I may work on this a little bit. This one is one where I'm not going to save it for a trip, but I will take it with me. And he will hopefully have a stripy hat after Christmas. At least that's what I've told him. I also started a new project, like yesterday, because I finished my socks. In fact, I had finished my socks and then forgotten that I'd finished them. And I was in the firm belief that I would have to do the toes. So yesterday after finishing work, I made myself a coffee, I brought out my pink socks, and then to my surprise, they were already done. So that was a nice surprise, and instead I caked up some yarn, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But one of the yarns that I've caked up is this beautiful yarn, which is from Fab Funky Fibers. And this she gave to me very kindly after there was an issue with another ball of yarn that I'd knit that after I'd ordered it from her. This is, I believe, in the Impossible. And where is my project? Oh, there it is. And so I just did a long rib yesterday. I think I did something like 25 rows of ribbing, because these are going to be long socks, and I'm really, really excited about these. Where was I? I was talking about this yarn, I believe. I really like Fab Funky Fibers, which I'm saying not because I'm told to say that, but because I just really like the stripes and the yarn base, and you'll have seen loads of those socks in my podcast in the last year or so. So yeah, that is what I am planning definitely to take to Germany. As you can tell, there's loads of different colors in there, and I do have 50 grams, no I don't, I have 100 grams of this yarn. So for once I don't have to worry about contrasting cuffs and all of that stuff. The only thing I do need to worry about is if I obviously knit the heel just as I go, it will affect the colors. But I might do it anyways, because I can do both socks matching, or I could do an afterthought heel. I just don't like the fit as much. Or what I might actually do is find something like a contrasting color. This isn't sock yarn, but I think a navy would go quite well with the colors. And I do have some navy blue, and I think I have a teal as well upstairs to take, and just do a contrasting heel. And then I don't have to worry about dealing with any sort of pattern, stripes, afterthought heel, anything like that. So yeah, we'll see, but I am very excited about these. And then I have also caked up some more yarn to take away to Germany. I haven't made any substantial plans. I do think I will knit on accessories. I'm not bringing a jumper or anything. And I also don't know. I mean, most likely it'll be socks and Musselburgh hats. If we're being really honest, I think that's what it'll be. But I have caked up some yarn, excuse the crinkling. This is blowing out massively. This is a beautiful yarn by Spectrum Fiber. There you go. And this I bought to make a Musselburgh hat. I don't know. It also really wants to be socks. But yeah, I think this will be a Musselburgh hat that I'm taking to Germany with me. And then I've actually taken 20 grams off this because, spoiler alert, I have her latest club, which I think was a November one that shipped in December. So if you haven't received yours yet, do look away because I will show you. But her latest one is this, which again is also blowing out. Everything is just blowing out today. But I thought it went really well with this one that I ordered. So I have taken away 20 grams and added another mini. This is from Indie Yarn Club, because this would also be a really fun something. And again, let me know what you think. Do I want another sort of wider striped Musselburgh hat out of these, because they would look so fun together? Or do I do socks? In either case, I don't want to do sort of skinny stripes and deal with that again. So if I do socks, they would be very sort of large blocky stripes. Or should I just do very large blocky stripes on a Musselburgh hat? I don't know. I just know I want to play with these, and they are looking extremely pastel on the camera. Trust me, they're not. They're just quite sort of bright, and my camera apparently doesn't like that. But yeah, let me know what you think. That's what I've caked up for now. Other things will follow. I haven't decided yet. I could actually do another pair of socks for my son, because he wears his socks a lot whenever he isn't in school. So yeah, I haven't really made any definite plans for that, but we shall see. As you can tell, I think my voice and everything is just getting worse, so I'm going to try and wrap this up. And just very briefly, we're going home to Germany for Christmas for a week or so. It's going to be basically just family activities. Nothing else is really planned. Hopefully I can get loads of knitting done, because my son will be entertained by all of his aunties and grandparents and such. So we shall see how that one goes. I'm planning to knit from stash a lot more next year, but it is very possible that I might stock up on German yarns while we're there, because they're just so good. And yeah, I love a good German sock yarn. So let's see what happens on that one. My dad spoiled me. I am also getting something embroidery related for Christmas, which will be very, very exciting. I actually have no idea what Kai is getting me, but one of the packages that I received unknowingly was very squishy. So will it be yarn? Let's see. Yeah, so that is basically it. Like I said, my son has his last day of school today. He absolutely needs a break. He has been like bouncing off the walls. Yeah, it's just been really, really intense. But we got there, and I think, fingers crossed, we'll be healthy for the trip as well, which will be very, very important. If you know me, you'll know that I will most likely not be doing any sort of exciting filming, vlogging, any kinds of like footage from our trip to Germany, because I always say I will and then I don't. It's just going to be a time off for everyone, I think. Like, it'll be really nice to get away from work, from like our usual sort of life and chores and all of that. I'm really looking forward to just spending time with family, because obviously we don't see them very often. So yeah, I'll enjoy that rather than capture it on camera, but I'm sure you guys will understand. I do apologize. I feel like today's podcast has been even worse than the usual ones. I'm just not feeling it, to be honest, but it doesn't serve anyone now if I just delete the footage and I don't see myself recording it again, just because my voice won't hold up. So instead, I think I'm just going to go knit and enjoy the very, very short peace and quiet I'll have for today, because after that I know it'll be pretty manic. So thank you so much for watching today, and if you do celebrate the holidays, then I hope you have a wonderful time. If you don't, I hope you have a wonderful couple of days off maybe, and I shall see you most likely in the new year. Happy knitting, talk to you soon, bye.